You upload one file, 3 Azure Services files in sequence automatically without writing a single line of glue code. In this video, we wire up that entire backbone: Service Bus, Azure Functions, Python v2, and even Grid. By the end, every file uploaded in our Streamlit app kicks off a real cloud pipeline. This is part of AI 200 certification video series, and this is part 1B and third video of the series. This is going to be very interesting and exciting. So come, let's get started. Hello everyone, this is Karthik and welcome to the channel. Just to recap what we did in the previous video. So this is what our full picture of phase 1, and we did phase 1A in the last video. So in the last video, we were able to upload the file from our Streamlit UI. It goes via our fast API Python, and then that connects to the blob storage and uploads the images. In other words, we upload the PDF file, and in order to do so, we provisioned the blob storage using the PowerShell commands, and I showed you various way of executing the PowerShell or the Cloud Shell and the cost cuttings that we are going to use it in the complete AI certification course. Now in this video, which is part 1B, we are going to kick off the other services like Event Grid, Azure Functions, Service Bus, everything, and then see how this whole flow is going to get into the picture. And in the next video, we are going to talk about the DLQ, the dead letter Q, which is very important in AI 200 certification. There will be 3 courses which we will talk in detail in the next video. So now let's get into what we have to build. So I'm going to open up the code here, and you can clearly see under the infra folder there is something called 1B function event grid PS. This is the PowerShell, and similarly we have the Cloud Shell, and then we also have 1B Service Bus, PowerShell and Cloud Shell. Please remember, first you need to run this followed by this. Okay, so I'm going to go and open up the terminal, which is new terminal, and I'm at the root. Remember, I'm at the root level. At the root level only .env file is there, and there is also another file called env.example. You can see these doesn't have the connection string and other information. We're going to do all of this as we progress, and in the env file currently there are some connection strings which I'm going to remove it, and then as we do it we will build all of these things. I'm going to remove this connection string, which is the Azure Service Bus connection, and Azure Storage connection is something that we already have it, so I'm going to keep it this way. All right, this file is not going to be checked in, so you have to do as you follow this video. Now let's go back to this 1B, which is Service Bus. Okay, so what I'm going to do, /infra, under infra we need to run 1B service bus.ps1. okay, so in the previous video I already show you how to do an initial setup, how to log in, and then only you have to do this, right? So I'm going to execute this. This is going to kick off our 1C. Unfortunately, we have to do this 1C kicking off in the 1B itself, because Service Bus is the resource that we needed in order for us to proceed with the actual 1B demo. So stay with me, I will explain you everything as we speak. There are 4 steps. Step 1 is what? It is creating the Azure Service Bus. And let's go to Azure Service Bus, this one. It's very simple. It has 3 variables: our existing resource group name, the namespace name, and then the topic. So all what we do is we create the namespace like the service bus, and then we will create a topic. And all of the other informations are passed. After we create the topic, we do a subscription for embedded worker and notification worker. So we create 2 subscription, and then we retrieve the connection string, and then we display it here to give instruction to the users, which is nothing but you guys. We are going to say that, okay, go to this environment file, copy the connection string and put it into this variable. Take the topic name, put into this variable. And whatever you see is what is going to display here. I'm going to now expand this and see what happened as we were talking about this. So step one, creating the Azure service, creating the topic, subscription, and then the final step is, it says done. Copy these into your environment file. So I'm going to literally copy this. Okay, so copy, where is that? So till it is here. So I'm going to copy this, go to this environment file, and we're going to go to service bus connection string, which is here. I pasted it, everything looks okay. We also have the service bus topic, which is already copy pasted, so which is good. And for service bus subscription also, it is copy pasted. So basically make sure you have all of this information here. Okay, so this step is done. Now the next step is creating the Azure functions under infra slash, I'm going to navigate to the Azure function event grid one. So when I run this, it is going to now start kicking off our 3 steps of the Azure functions and the event grid. Now remember, in step 3x3 we use the Azure CLI to actually zip the content and deploy it to the Azure functions. So as this is running, I'm going to show you some important stuff. I'm going to come here, refresh this, and you can see the service bus namespace is created. If I go inside this, I'm going to remove this so it's make our life easy. We have our service bus namespace. We have these 2 topics. If you expand this, we have queues and topics. So topics, we have, this is our topic, this is our queue. There's no queue right now, this is fine. This is our topic. If I go inside this topic, okay, if there is any messages here, it'll come. Sometimes it's spiking up because I was recreating this resource almost like 5-6 times. So remember one thing, okay, trust me. So what I'm telling you is really true, right? When I did this, when I studied, when I learned this, really I took a quite amount of time. In fact, I did redid this before I took the final video at least 4-5 times. It's okay, there were some issues going on, there were some mistakes, there was some learning, in order to make this video perfect and things works perfectly with the script. When you guys do it, I have made all of the changes. Okay, so when you encounter something, don't worry, it's okay. It is good that if you encounter some issue, because you will learn a lot as you see the issues and fix it. Okay, so remember, do not worry, and let's focus on now the third part, which is actually bundling up and deploying the code to the Azure function. The Azure function code is now getting deployed there. Okay, so everything looks okay here. Let's see what it shows. Syncing triggers. I'm going to go to this resource, click on refresh. You can see all of the Azure functions and other resources started coming up here. Okay, let's see. Okay, so after everything is done, step 1 to 3, there's one manual step that we need to do, and what you need to do is also printed here. Okay, so we're going to follow the same thing, just stay with me. Now once your resources are ready, go inside the storage account. There is something called events. Okay, what we are going to do is we are going to create an event subscription, meaning you are subscribing to an event that is triggered by Azure. What am I going to do? Let me tell you. So I'm going to copy a name. We will just create a name called like this. I named it. You can name it whatever you want. And when you come to the system topic, let's give a topic name here like this. And then when you come here, see, this is the event type. Whenever a blob is created, deleted, or any other action is happening, we are saying to which you wanted to get notified. I wanted to get notified only for the blob that is getting created. Okay. Now, endpoint. When you choose Azure function, if your Azure function, which is 1B script, has run properly, this will be perfectly working. So click on this. You see this? Under this subscription, under this resource group, there was only one function that we just ran. That was the production slot. And then this is the Azure function. Where is this Azure function? Let me show you in a moment. Just stay with me. Confirm selection. Go to the filters. Enable the subject filtering. This is a very hot topic in AI 200 certification. Stay focused here. This is very important. What we are telling us, when a storage account, something is happening, which means when we upload a PDF file, we are going to look for those images or anything that is getting uploaded. We're going to apply a filter. Okay, so remember, you have to keep this exactly the way I showed you, including the slash. So this is the format under which the Azure gets fired. Okay, so when you upload an image, this fires in this one. So let's understand this. Under the blob service, under the default configuration, we have a container. Under the container, we have a named container called documents. Under the documents, we are interested in the blobs. There is a folder name called raw, under which we are going to upload a file. So the Azure will fire this kind of a location. What we are saying is, I'm interested in this kind of a location. If something happens to this location, I'm interested. Let me know. Leave the other two as it is with the default values. Create. The subject is now getting created. So what is happening is, whenever an image or the PDF is uploaded, and Azure will trigger an event, a blob created. Now that the Azure functions that we have, right? Where is our function? And let's go to this function. Okay, this is our function, right? So if you look at this, we have a function that is interested in. Okay, so let's see. So let's go to the function and then see how the function is. So this is the function. You see this? This is the function. This is the function that is interested in the trigger. So if I go to the code and then, you can just blindly look for this. So if you look at this and let's filter it, see, we have these things. Okay, so where is this one? If you go to worker under the function app.py, this is the trigger. This is the function that we have, right? This is the code. This is the function code which is there executed, meaning which is there is deployed in the Azure. So what this is saying is, see, this function gets fired only when event grid is notifying something. Okay, and then the subject filter that we have applied is such a way that the function is woken up, the function is triggered only when the event matches to what we filtered, meaning an Azure can fire many events, but an event which is firing called blob created, and that too, it is under the slash raw folder. Only then this function is triggered. Okay, now what we are going to do in order to test this, okay, we are going to open up this code. I have the API running. Look at this. I'm going to stop this, run one more time. This is the API that we run, and this one I'm going to stop and open up the UI. So UI opens up. We're going to upload and see what happens. But before that, this is the function that we need to look. So if you go inside this function, okay, and then you see this invocation and more, I can click on this, and under the invocation, okay, so here, if everything is correct, it will increase the count. Okay, and like I said, I've been trying this for many days. Okay, yes, sometimes it's hard. We need to follow this and understand, so don't worry. You see this, I learn something as it passes or it fails. You learn from your mistakes, so keep that as a motivation. If you encounter some issues, don't worry. Okay, you can always succeed. So now also, as I speak, I'm going to run and see what's going to happen. Okay, and if there's something wrong, we'll fix it together. So let's duplicate this so that we can also open the things. So in this one, what I'm going to do, I'm going to come here, go to this, open up the event grid this time. So go to resource, service bus. So I'm going to go inside the service bus. Okay, so I'm gonna exactly, let's watch here. Okay, now let's open this. I'm gonna upload some random slides. Okay, upload. Okay, so now this is going to trigger and upload and store it in the Azure blob storage, and then that triggers, the Azure will in turn triggers an event to the event grid. Event grid will invoke the function only when the filter matches. So if everything is correct, it should come here. We can also see a spike coming up here. We'll see whether it comes or not. Okay, so the image uploaded successfully. We need to wait for a few seconds to come. All right, you see this? It was 9. Now it is the 9th one. It was 8, right? Now it's 9. See, it just ran. So if I go inside this, it will clearly tell you what's happening here. So you can watch this, right? So how it got triggered, or what was it? See, this was the subject that came. Now this is matching, right? This is what was in our subject filter. This is our PDF file name. How am I knowing this? 0175C. 0175C. See this? This is matching, right? So this matches, so it gets fired. All of these things are the consecutive events, how it went here. Now if I go here, if I refresh this, there should be a match here. See, there was a spike here. All right, so this is how it works. Now you know the whole flow, which means I'm talking about this flow. We uploaded the file, it went to storage, and then the Azure said, hey, a blob just appeared under this. The filter is matching. Wake up the Azure function. Azure function gets triggered because it matches. It reads the event, reads the data, gets the payload, puts the message into service bus topic, and we are under here. So now there is a message in this one, in this topic. There is nobody to read, and that is what the next video is all about. We're going to see how to read these messages, and then also talk about 3 important causes of DLQ, which is dead letter queue. All right, so full backbone is live. 1 file upload, 3 services, 0 glue code. And if this clicked for you, hit like and subscribe. Next video, we run the complete pipeline end to end and then intentionally break in 3 different ways to demo every dead letter queue scenario on AI 200 exam. That one is what bookmarking it. So stay tuned and I will see you in the next video, guys. Bye-bye. Thanks for watching. If you found this video helpful, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe to our channel for more tech tutorials. And don't forget to hit the bell icon to get notified when we post new videos. If you have any questions or suggestions, leave them in the comments below. Happy coding!